This is about Gary's trip to
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, and it was what's it called?
Comic Con.
Comic Con, I think, is it?
Yeah. Comic Con.
Comic Con.
Yeah.
So it was a show about comics.
Comics.
So what is Comic Con about, Gary?
I started off in America.
It was about people dressing up as comics. That's marvellous.
Yeah, I think
That's really
I
bad.
think it dress up as characters from comics, don't they?
Yes, I've seen the American ones, Gary, and they dress up, turn up as Star Trek characters and Star Wars.
They did.
Was there
There's some people dressed up as Supergirl, Superman and Batman.
That's not appropriate, Gary.
Supergirl? It's not appropriate.
That's not very.
You got that?
So you've seen people run around with capes on and
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yep.
So what was your costume?
I didn't wear a costume. I wore my t-shirts.
Gary's still wearing it.
I thought maybe it was Doctor Who.
No, Knight Rider.
Oh, well, yeah, the scarf and that, yeah.
That's good.
So, the whole idea of it is to do what, guys? To share different characters and talk about the characters and...
Yeah, you have to talk about and to take pictures as well.
And did you ask questions about where the characters came from, who who invented them, who thought them up? Was it things like the Incredible Hulk and Captain America and things like that? So, which characters did you come across then?
I came across David Hasselhoff and Knight Rider.
So,
Kid Car was there, and J-Team Van was there.
Right, so was David Hasselhoff there?
He was there.
Right, so did you get a chance to talk to him?
I did.
Oh, good, I'm pleased.
Yeah.
And you got his autograph?
Yeah.
So you didn't freeze this time then when you met him?
No, I didn't freeze.
Right. So how did that part go? Because I mean, obviously that's something I've known about for a lot of years now. You're really interested in the Hoff.
Yeah.
How did the conversation go? Was it a short conversation? Because there'd be people waiting to talk to him as well, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
So what did you say to him then?
I said, David, are you bringing Knight Rider back a movie version, a pilot movie on the TV series?
Right, but when you asked the question, what was his answer?
He's working on the... he's working on the rights right now.
So he told he was working on the rights right now?
Yeah.
And what else did you ask him? Or was that pretty...
I'm a fan of yours, David. I got his. He gave me a free t-shirt.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that when you next can, obviously. So you met the Hoff, which is, one of your...
I got my picture taken with him in the afternoon.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I got 2 pictures taken with football. Yeah.
So you actually ended up stalking him then?
Did he have security guards out after
Hey,
a while?
big fella!
Did you meet anybody else there? Because I know you like the A-team as well, don't you?
Dirk Benedict.
Did you meet him?
Yeah. I got his picture taken on autograph. And I met Rex Smith, Street Talk.
No, I don't know that one.
No.
That's the one with the motorbike. This
Free Talk.
Street Talk.
Street Talk.
TV.
Oh, Street Talk. Yes, I remember Street Talk.
He had a motorbike.
I thought it was a telephone company. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Trey?
Yeah, vaguely remember that.
I had a picture taken with Lufino. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Autograph.
Was he there though?
He was there.
Yeah. Does he still look like the Hulk, or... Because he's quite a big bodybuilder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did he still look fit?
Yeah.
So I know he still works out. So you missed him out.
You got his autograph.
So he actually signed something for you?
Yeah.
That's good. So was it like you were moving around the room to different people? Did he have stands?
I took pictures of the Knight Rider car.
Mm-hmm.
With the Knight Rider leather jacket. And with the J-Team van, street art motorcycle.
My goodness, I think Gary must have been his element here.
Yeah.
You actually got more than I expected, Gary, because we were saying before, weren't we, that with it being so busy,
Yeah.
you might not be able to, excuse me, get around so many people.
Yeah.
What about Airwolf? Was that there?
I don't think Airwolf was there.
No, it's quite an old one, that, isn't it, Airwolf?
Yeah.
Pardon?
It's quite an old one, Airwolf. Well, that's positive.
That was up 1984.
No, not as old as I thought then.
So was any Doctor Who stuff there?
Yeah, there was. Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Alford was there.
Oh yeah, Sylvester McCoy, yeah.
Did you meet them?
I saw them at the stand, but didn't meet them.
So who else did you meet then?
Sam Jones.
Who's Sam Jones then?
Flash Gordon, he played.
Oh,
Oh,
yes,
right.
the big blonde.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's, goodness, I haven't seen that in years.
My goodness. Anybody else, Gary?
Gil Deward. Buck Rogers and Charlie
Buck Rogers, yeah.
Buck Rogers. My goodness. Who played? Was it Buck Rogers in the 21st century?
Buck Rogers in the 25th century.
25th century, right. I'm a few centuries out there, am I?
Yeah. So they're all the oldies then? You've seen all the oldies?
Yeah.
Was there any newer stars there, from newer shows?
Did someone from the Goonies was there?
The Goonies.
Yeah.
That was Graham Gardner.
Possibly.
Goodies.
The Goonies.
Goonies.
The film.
Goonies. Oh, what's the Goonies? I don't know.
The film.
Hey, you guys!
That film of them kids to go with that thing.
no.
That thing and try to get out. And there's somebody after them.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't.
These criminals are trying to steal this thing and they're trying to just prevent them just from stealing it. So.
I suppose because it's a UK one base, it'd be all mostly UK shows, was it?
Mate, some US shows. I bought some gifts as well. Night Rider car. David Hasselhoff picture. Night Rider picture frame.
Well, I know it's a lot. You've kind of blown me away. I didn't expect that much, did you?
Well, yes, because you were there for 3 days, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I'd like to see some of the stuff you got.
Yep.
It'd be nice to have a look at it.
And definitely see the pictures.
Yeah.
I want to see the car as well.
Kit's car, yeah. That's been awesome, Gary.
Yeah.
So it's certainly worth the cost and worth the time.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
And this sounds like, to me, the best trip you've had.
It is.
Because last time you froze when the Hoff spoke to you.
Yeah.
And this time you've actually had a crack with them. That's good.
Yeah.
So that made your day, that did it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah?
Yep.
And you've got it actually now there to see, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you're going to get a picture done so you can put it up in your flat, or?
Yeah. I got a poster as well of the 80s.
Anybody got any questions for Gary about Comic Con before we wrap it up?
No.
Kim's obviously not interested. She's just sitting there surfing. Lucy, any questions for Gary about where he went to see the comic characters? Was it Gary, or people that were involved in the? Part of
the 80s. It was.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Incredible Hulk, Lucy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Lou Ferrigno that played the part.
He was actually in the film as well.
Yes, he's in 2 movies.
Who's your favourite superhero, Lucy? Apart from me. Do you know any other superheroes apart from the Hulk?
Superman.
Superman? Was any Superman stuff there, Gary?
People dress up as Superman.
Spider-Man, Lucy?
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the comics? They were Marvel, weren't they?
I think so, yes, there were.
Yeah, because Marvel have got the rights to them, haven't they?
Yeah.
There was Supergirl.
That was DC.
It's not appropriate anyway, we can't talk about that, can we? It's not appropriate, Gav. I'll have to stop you there, guys. It's not appropriate.
It's appropriate.
Just hold that one there. So, no feed. What about Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
Remember Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Wonder
DC,
Woman.
yeah.
That was DC as well.
Yeah.
So DC, Wonder Woman, DC, they were comics as well, weren't they?
The Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man and X-Men and the Marvel. Yeah. Well,
Marvel did the Avengers as well.
yeah, I did
didn't
the
they?
Avengers.
Yeah. I get confused about who does the comics characters. I mean, I used to
DC.
like the X-Men. They were the
DC,
only
I
ones.
think DC Comics is mentioned.
Doctor Normal,
What's normal?
yeah, and Doctor Strange.
So is that it, Gary? Then, have you chatted about your trip away?
Yeah.
Anything else that stood out for you apart from meeting your hero? Did you learn any more about the comics, or did they have comics there, Gary?
I did comics there.
Yeah. And did they have the original, the old ones there? You know, because it goes right back, doesn't it? I can't remember when it started now. I mean, I remember delivering them when I was a paper boy. Not actually literally a paper boy. I was still human. I suppose that's why I got blown away a few times.
You got caught from wrestling as well,
Yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up now. I used to deliver papers, Gary, and I remember the comics when they were first out. And I used to like to read them before I put them through the letterbox. Yeah, and they were Marvel. I don't remember DC. There was DC a later one, or were they around at the same time?
I think they were around the same time.
What does DC stand for?
Don't
No,
know.
nobody know?
No.
Because DC is related to Washington, isn't it? Washington DC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I've never been a graphics novel reader because they don't call them comics now, do they? It's all graphic novels. But there is different companies do it. There's a lot more than they used to.
But I mean, the artwork's fantastic, isn't it? Was anybody there doing drawings at all, Gary?
I do.
Yeah, because that's something I've been interested in.
The artists, because there's a lot of artists go into that, don't they, from universities?
Oh, yeah, it's a good hunting ground for them. Yeah. So nothing else to add, Gary? You'd go again?
I would, yeah.
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 Once you've saved up. It's a shame they don't have them closer to home, isn't it? Really, but then.
Well, I thought it was kind of lucky that there was one, because normally they're way down in London, aren't they? So I was surprised when you said it was only Edinburgh. I thought it's a bit closer to Hawes, rather than having to go all the way down south for them. Because I know some people have been to the London-based one, but and they got more like David Tennant turned up for the Doctor Who, that the more recent actors rather than the older ones. And they have a much bigger,
I think Trey wanted to go with you, Gary. I think she sounds really interesting.
I actually would. I think the American one looks really good. They spread out. They don't just do the comics. They do the sci-fi and horror and fantasy TV stuff.
They did horror as well.
They did horror as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do all the TV series in the American one. It's a massive thing over there. We get like a mini version.
So before we round off your Comic Com podcast, is that right?
Comic Con podcast.
Con, C-O-N.
C-O-N. Why Comic Con?
Is it convention?
Right. Yeah. So when they call air conditioning aircon, is that the same? So we're going to ask about your favourite superhero, just to round off, and your favourite horror character as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So start with you, Trey. Who's your favourite superhero?
Wolverine.
Wolverine? Is that a superhero?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, he's part of the X-Men.
And that was part of the Marvel.
I think they might have been DC, but yeah, the comics.
Right. Your favourite superhero, Gary?
Superman and the Incredible Hulk.
Right, he only asked for the. He's got two now.
Yeah, but Gary's been like.
Yeah, we'll let him. Let you. Oh, okay.
You only needed one, Gary.
Yeah, just one. Slow down. Kim, who's your favourite superhero?
Superman.
Paul. Thank you, Kim.
It's the
Lucy,
outfit, isn't it?
who's your favourite superhero? It's not appropriate, that. You got a favourite one, Lucy? No? Supergirl? Yeah? Not appropriate, that. Just edit that. Nigel?
Batman.
Batman?
Batman.
Ooh.
So who's yours?
Thing.
Hey?
I thought it was up the Munsters.
Yeah, are you talking about the hand thing? From Adam's Family?
The Adam's Family.
Yeah, it's a super hand.
So what about...
How it came about was Superman was flying away from Krypton, and then this comet shot across and cut his hand off, and then the hand became a superhero separate from Superman, because it had kryptonite in it.
You just made that up.
Yeah.
What about the horror one then?
No, I haven't finished my proper one yet, because I said
then.
Thing and then realised that wasn't actually in the Marvel and DC situation, but never mind. I think I've probably always had a penchant for Batman, the darker side of Batman.
Yeah.
I like that. So, horror, favourite horror character, Trey?
Oh, it's got to be Dracula.
Oh, didn't count on that one.
That's bad.
That's one to get your teeth into.
And really, the Dracula of old, not this flipping Twilight stuff. I like vampires, but not the Twilight
It
one.
sucks as well.
Oh,
That's behave, Nigel.
there's a lot at stake, Nigel. Gary, who's your favourite? I can't talk for coughing. Who's your favourite horror character?
I don't know.
Do you know any horror characters?
Yeah. Well,
But you're not really a horror fan, are you?
sometimes.
Sometimes. So who's your favourite, or what's your favourite horror film or programme?
Sometimes you know, sometimes don't.
Yeah, any names of any characters that you can remember?
That's you watch Tonight Men on Tweet sometimes.
That's Freddy Krueger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? To get his nails done, isn't it? Kim?
I don't do horrors.
You don't do horror, right? I was too frightened. Lucy, you got a favourite horror character?
Ghostbusters.
15 scripts.
Yeah, well, yeah, we can...
Yeah, because they're ghosts, aren't they?
Yeah, all right then. Yeah? Nigel?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That came from was it Mary Shelley?
Yeah, Mary Shelley,
Who
she
wrote
did
the
that.
story?
Yeah.
It actually came from apparently things that were going on at that time that she wrote about, didn't she?
And they were body snatching and stuff, weren't they?
Body snatchers, yeah.
What about you?
Well, I mean, obviously Dracula would come up because that was the only horror we had around when I was a wee lad. We used to go and watch the Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. They used to play the parts. It's a tough one, that, isn't it? I've asked the question, now I've got to answer for myself. Probably the Dracula of old and not the more modern one.
I think some of the modern ones are quite good, but I think they've dumbed it down a lot with the Twilight saga movies. I prefer the more scary side, darker side, vampires rather than and the vampires that were in, such as Blade, were really scary. And 30 Days Later, 30 Days of Night, that's it, and that was really gruesome, really brutal vampire. That's a comic.
Interesting. But just going back to comics, because I grew up with comics, not actually grew up in the same house, but I used to deliver comics and then I used to buy comics. So I didn't actually live in a family of comics, just to clear that up. Anybody here still come across comics?
One in the library. I've seen some of the graphic novels in the library, but they took them out, didn't they, Nigel? We asked about them one day and they said they were redoing the stock and they got rid of some old stock because a lot of books that you get now, novels, they do the graphic novel version, which is sometimes are quite good. I mean, Doctor Who has a lot, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Do you think children still read comics?
I don't think a lot of them are aimed towards children anymore. They're adult stuff. They can be quite graphic. I wouldn't expect children to be reading them.
Remember the Beano? Was it Dennis the Menace was the Beano main character in Minnie the Minx?
Aye, yeah.
And then there was another, there was Dan Dare, you won't remember that, it's way back.
I remember Dan Dare.
I remember Dan Dare.
Dan Dare?
Yeah.
Did he ever dare? Did Dan dare? Did Dan dare? Can't do that now, can you?
What about Popeye? Was that a comic?
Popeye was in a comic, and I can't remember what it was now. But there was another one, was it Beezer? Or something like that. There was the Bash Street Kids. Plug.
Desperate Dan.
Desperate Dan. Used to eat cow pies.
Aye, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Desperate Dan, yeah. What were the characters? There was Plug, Sniffy, no, Smiffy. He was part of the gang. Little round face with like spots and that. And, yeah. There was Topper. There's loads of different characters. One comic I remember buying when I was younger was Daffy Duck. It was my favourite cartoon character. That's more American though, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, really?
I mean, did they have Disney comics? Like with Mickey Mouse and that?
Yeah.
I didn't get comics when I was younger, so...
They did, yeah. I used to buy them every week for me out of my paper money. It wasn't actually paper money, I got coins rather than notes. They didn't actually earn enough. 11 and sixpence I used to earn. Out at 5 o'clock in the morning picking the newspapers up off the railway platform. Train used to come in, you could see the steam coming along the track. It's not there now. And then they would fire the newspapers out onto the platform and I'd run across there, put them on my bike and ride to the bike shop. And then when I got there putting the papers up, you had to put them up as well before you delivered them. And I would read the comics and things. So I got to read them right there before they went out to the people. So we'll round off, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thanks for that, guys. Really interesting. So if you've got any comments about Gary's recent visit to Comic Con, and you're interested in that, please put comments on and ask a few questions. I'm sure Gary will be quite happy to answer them if he can. Yeah? And that, folks, is a wrap.